Steve and I were talking like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a month ago or
Yep.
whatever. And he had this idea is like, okay, what if we had some sort of news algorithm, right? You take the news and the sentiment of the news and you make trading decisions based on that. And I was like, okay, that's really interesting because that's very difficult to do with an algo, right? Because an algo, you got very, very rigid rules set up around um, it's very much math based, very logic
Mm.
based, but taking a group of headlines and trying to categorize them, it's very difficult for an algo to do, but that's something that AI is very good at, right? Kind of that interpretation. So this was an interesting exercise between kind of combining like an algo trade and having AI as an input to that, right? So I kind of already talked about like I wouldn't be comfortable giving AI these rules and say, oh, hey, look at the headlines and go buy when it's bullish or sell when it's bearish, sort of thing. But you could have an algo set up to say, I'm going to call AI, I'm going to have I'm going to give it the headlines, and then it's going to tell me what it thinks, if it's bullish or bearish, and give me a confidence score. And then based on that, I'll make the buy or sell decision. So that's exactly what I did. I had Claude help me come up with the code for this. And so my idea to kind of like take that a step further is like, okay, I'm going to take 15 like different news sources, and 3 times a day, I'm going to download the new headlines. So at the New York Open, the Asia Open, and the European Open. And I'm going to
Mm.
classify those headlines as bullish or bearish, or I'm going to have AI do that actually. And then based on that, I'm going to make a trading decision. So for me personally, I'm kind of a contrarian. So if the news headlines are like very bullish, then I'm going to short it. And if the news headlines are very bearish, then I want to buy. And so I had Claude help me write the code to pretty much do all of this. So it goes out to help me identify free news sources. I was hoping to use Twitter, but the Twitter API is
Oh,
crazy expensive. It's like $5,000 a month to get the full kind of fire hose of tweets
right.
hooked up to your algo. So I was like, okay, that's out. Because one of my ideas was to like use Twitter as kind of a
Hold on, Rob. I think your audio got cut off. It's either your mic or
it
it's
was.
my.
I'm sorry.
Oh
Am
no,
I
all
back?
good, all good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was I
we
was I was adjusting my microphone here, and I just hit the mute button.
uh
So I don't know,
it's the
where did I
good
get cut out
stuff. Oh, you only got cut out for like the last 2 seconds, so
there? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Can put tape on it. Oh, that's a good idea. The problem is, okay, I just saw Dan post a comment there. Anyway, so yeah, so what I was saying is like it helped me identify the news sources. So and then write the code to actually go out and get the headlines from the last 8 hours, say. And then it helped me write the code to interface with Claude API, because basically this algo is going to have to take these, say, dozen news sources, all the headlines it downloaded from last 8 hours, send them to Claude and say,
Uh,
Claude, tell me what you think of these headlines. Are they bullish or bearish? And give me a confidence score. And then it comes back, and then the algo takes that result and it kind of continues doing its thing to decide if it's going to buy or sell. So the so Claude Code actually helped me write all of that. Like again,
right.
this would have been like days and days and days worth of work, prior to AI. So based on that, and this, there's not a pretty user interface for this one. I just basically have this running kind of in the background as a Python app. But I can show kind of what the output to that has been. Let's see. I'm sharing a different screen right now. So let me replace. And this screen is not going to be quite as sexy. Let's see.
Okay, I see
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Are we zoomed into? Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. So this is basically just sitting on, a server, and I have this kind of running as a background process now. So every approximately 8 hours, when the next market opens, it gets the headlines, reads them in, asks Claude for the its opinion on the bullish or bearish condition, and then gives it back to the algo, and the algo's like, okay, I'm gonna either buy it or sell it or stay where I'm at. So actually, what I've found is I've had this running for like a week and a half now. It went long because the headlines have been bearish, and it stayed long this entire time. Because I can show, I have it printing out also every 8 hours. I want to see what its thinking process was when it made its decision, right? Because this is another thing, trying to avoid it being a total black box
Mm.
as to what's going on. So it's creating this file called signals, and it might be a bit hard to read, but you see there's a timestamp here every 8 hours, and it tells what market open it was. So this one's the Asian market,
Oh.
right? So it's saying, okay, bearish. It's making a recommendation for a long, or to hold if it's already long. And then it gives a kind of a little summary about what it thinks of the news. So it's basically saying the headlines are consistently showing Bitcoin struggling at resistance levels, facing sell-offs, price rejections, and volatility concerns despite occasional rallies. And the dominant theme involves price stalls, retreats from highs, and cautionary warnings about sustainability of rallies. So like me being a contrarian, I'm like, yeah, let's go. We'll go long in this bearish news, right? So it's basically been bearish day after bearish day after bearish day since I started this thing about a week and a half ago. So it's been long this whole time. Right now, I think it went long at around 71,000. I don't know what it's at today, like maybe like 66.
66. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting on a small loss at this point. And the way I've set this up is it's only kind of paper trading. So it's using Paradex's data to just figure out what the current price is, but it's basically saying if I traded today, so if I went long based on this news right now, what's the price at Paradex? And I'll use that as my like entry price, right? And then let's say the news starts getting better, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to go short. What's the current price at Paradex? And I'll use that as my exit price and also my entry price into my new short position. Now, the next step, if like I actually was comfortable with how the strategy was performing, and like, okay, I want to hook this up to actual Paradex account now and live trade this, then I would need to modify the algo a bit more to say, okay, I'm going to use the Paradex API and send like a place order or a cancel order to initiate a new position or close out an
Mm.
existing position. So I didn't want to do that quite yet because I was like, I don't have any idea how the strategy is going to do. Maybe it's going to be better to follow the herd and buy when everybody is screaming that things are great, and sell when everybody is scared shitless.
Yeah.
But it's only been a couple weeks, and there's not enough data points to kind of figure out if which way this thing is
Yeah.
gonna go.
But Rob, actually you just shared quite a lot of good like insights and also probably best practices, because when we were talking through this, doing our various calls, right? Like you were always very cautious and you were saying like, yes, MCP can trade for you, but for complex things, maybe you wanna use it for data collection, because in this context, once you build this strategy, this is too simple for it to just run live. Like like if it's always long but market is bad, should it continue to buy more or acquire, or should it at some point set like a stop loss and all that? So all that isn't accounted for in this strategy, and all that requires someone with enough experience in trading to know how to do that. So you can't just point blank think of a, like if I did this myself, I would think, oh, what a fun strategy, but then I would be losing money because no security, no sense of like what my threshold should be, or and things like that, right? So
Mhm.
I fully understand why you say like MCP is ideal right now for data collection for the general public, because it is great for analysis. But take all strategies with a pinch of salt when you want to push them live, because it
You don't know necessarily what some of the limitations are for those strategies,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so this is another thing I like to use AI for as well, is I'll say, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Here's my strategy. Here's what I want to do. I want to sell the news, basically. Any good news, I want to short it. Any bad news, I want to buy it. Um, what am I missing? What else? If you were trading this strategy yourself, what risk management would you put in place to this? And it's probably going to talk about over leveraging yourself. And you see that a ton with traders that trade crypto, right? They'll go 10x on this, type of strategy, right? And then they end up getting liquidated. And the whole idea of trading is to stay in the game as long as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to try to 10x your bag by, Friday happy hour so you can show off to all your friends
Yeah.
when you're buying them rounds of shots at the pub, right? Like the point is to still have an account next week. That's
Yeah.
what you want to have. So you can tell AI, and I do this all the time, is hey, where are my blind spots on this? What am I missing? What risk management should I be putting in place? Or what other things do I need to think about that I haven't talked about yet? And have it try to poke holes in your theories,
Yeah.
um,
Very
because I mean,
important.
another problem with AI that I see, and you've heard about this as well in the news, is it tries to be very agreeable to you. It will tell you something is a great idea, even if it's not really a great idea. I've
Yeah.
got this idea that I want newspapers to be delivered by carrier pigeons, and it'll be oh, that's a great idea. People, will love pigeons showing up on their doorstep every morning with the newspaper, and you could make a killing off of it because people don't want to be on their screens anymore. And would it be a good idea? Probably not, but AI is
Yep.
going to kind of agree with you. So you
Yeah.
know telling it to be critical of it, but not just for the sake of being critical. This is then it swings the other way, right? It's just
Objective.
shits on every idea that you
Yeah.
have. So um
Rob,
but
one more thing I want to add as well. Like what you just showed us is actually a way also to test other people's strategy. Whatever someone is saying is doing well, and this is the prompt, or not even the prompt, like this is my strategy. You can
mhm,
take it, put it here. You can backtest it with data that is being pulled from Paradox via MCP. So that's one way to verify. I mean, like I guess it's like a common phrase, like don't trust, verify. So that's one way to
yeah,
help people know if that strategy is good or not,
yep,
or
yeah,
it's
yeah,
real or not.
exactly, yeah. No, I think that's a great use for AI, is testing out these ideas and these theories. And usually what I think you'll end up seeing is that they're leaving out some critical piece of information. So if that strategy is actually working for them in real life, they might not be giving you the full picture of
Yeah,
all the inputs that they're using to
yeah,
make their trading decisions, right? But that still doesn't mean that you can't take what they've given out publicly and kind of make your own tweaks to it to create something that still works,
right.
right? Because I've had many trading strategies that I've developed over the years where it was somebody else's kind of initial idea or theory about something that I took and I kind of ran with, did some tweaks to it, did some testing to it, and kind of created something that would work for me. So just because and that's the other thing too, just because somebody's out there and they post some kind of clickbaity type uh, kind of headline or thumbnail or whatever, doesn't mean there might actually be something there if you take the time to go do more testing and add some more ideas to it, to make it actually usable in real life.
That's a good point. It's not always binary, like real or not real. It's like it may have
Hmm.
some facts, and then like you were saying, like how you would optimize this is use AI to poke holes and give you suggestions, and that's how you can
Hmm.
improve on someone else's strategy as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.